Hey guys, it's Vanessa. Welcome back to my channel. Today will be a frequently asked questions continuation. Okay, so this is my part 2. Let's just get started. So the first question is, what doctor did you see? So I went to go see an endocrinologist. Prior to that, I was seeing a lot of primary care physicians and they just weren't trained to look at hormones and they weren't really sure what it was, so they would tell me just basic things that they think that I had, like PCOS. And so being tired of that, I ended up looking into an endocrinologist. An endocrinologist specializes in the endocrine system. They studied that in school and they know a lot about hormones and how it affects your body. And so the doctor that I found was from Houston, Texas, which is where I'm from. His name is Dr. Farid El-Haj. I'll put a link down on the description box to his website. Okay, the next question is, what tests were taken to get diagnosed? To be able to get diagnosed, you have to do a Cushing's diagnosing guidelines. So you have to take these steps in order to get diagnosed with Cushing's. So the first test I took was a full hormone blood panel because we didn't know what was going on at first. He had no idea. He thought I had PCOS. And so, I pushed him to take a test of everything that he could so we could figure out what's wrong. So he agreed to do a full hormone blood panel. When that came back, it was my cortisol levels that were extremely high. So when the results came back from the blood cortisol test and it was still high, my endo decided to have me take a dexamethasone suppression test. The suppression test is supposed to suppress the cortisol. However, mine was still showing that it was pretty high. And we retested it 2-3 times because my doctor, he wasn't convinced that I had Cushing's because I didn't look like I had it. I didn't look like a classic textbook, Cushing's patient, which is funny because how do we even know what, classic textbook Cushing's patient looks like nowadays? Because like I said, I believe that this disease is pretty prevalent, but it's just hard to diagnose. So we come in all shapes and sizes and you just never know. Anyway, so the next test that I took was a saliva cortisol test, and it's basically just to swab the inside of your mouth to get your cortisol levels through your saliva. That was high too, and I also took a 24-hour urine test, and basically like that, you just pee in a huge bucket for 24 hours to measure your cortisol levels, and they all turned out really high. So he told me eventually to take a CT scan, and I guess with whatever test that he took, he knew that it was my cortisol was secreting from my adrenal gland. So within those tests, I guess he figured out it wasn't from the pituitary and it was from the adrenal gland. And so he told me to take a CT scan of my adrenals. I remember that day, it was pretty scary. Okay, they made me drink some liquid so to show in the scan you can see everything better. And so I drank that, and then during the CT scan it just felt kind of hot, you're kind of being microwaved, and I don't think that's a good thing, but I took that and it showed that I did have a tumor on my adrenal gland, which was secreting cortisol. Maybe 2 weeks later, I went to go see the doctor and he read me my results, and I felt so vindicated that he told me. And you finally have an answer after years of thinking that you're crazy or something's wrong with you. You realize that nope, it was this disease all along. And so I felt really good about it. But then after that, I had to go look for a surgeon who would be able to perform the adrenalectomy to remove my right adrenal gland. And so that was another, story within itself. But eventually I found the surgeon. So those are the questions that I'm going to answer today. I will make another video to answer some more questions pretty soon. I just want to keep it pretty short and simple. A lot of people ask these questions, so I feel that I want to answer them as best as I can. So that's it. So just a quick update on what's been going on with me. In my last video, the video previous to the last one, I shared that I've been kind of overworking myself myself and doing a lot. And you know, I'm trying to have a social life too, so it eventually like got pretty bad to the point where last week I am pretty sure I had a near adrenal crisis, okay, because maybe 7 days ago I was at work and my joints started to hurt so bad, and I had no idea, like I haven't had this feeling since maybe 2014, 2015, so it was pretty bad. My joints were hurting. I felt like my body was trembling and I could not sleep at night. I was feeling pretty sick overall. I was getting maybe 4 hours of sleep every night, waking up kind of in terror, like scared with anxiety. I was in a really bad mood too. I felt like I wanted to cry a lot. I just didn't feel good, and I realized it's because I've been not taking care of myself, working too hard, and not sleeping and not eating. Yeah, I wasn't eating enough either. I was just eating 1 meal a day because I felt like I was gaining weight, and I was trying to fast, and that's not a good idea. I think it's important to eat and give your body the energy that it needs. So yeah, that was basically what happened. I was worried because it was lasting a while and I didn't know what was wrong with me. I felt like fainting. I went to the gym 3 days ago and I, you know, did a very strenuous workout, and afterwards I could not think straight. I told my friend, she was sitting there next to me, I told her, I'm like, hey, do you mind grabbing my phone? And she was like, girl, your phone is like right there in your hand. Like I was just out of it. Like, and then I got up, I almost fainted, and it was horrible. And so I told myself, hey, I'm gonna take this weekend to just rest and recuperate. And so that's what I did. I tried to sleep as much as I can this weekend, and I ate a lot, and I feel a lot better. But it just shows you that even after you're recovered, you still have to take care of yourself, because it's still a process that you have to deal with. You still have to deal with things up to this day with your health, you know. And so just like a reminder to everybody that you just gotta take care of yourself no matter what stage you are in your life, and even if you're recovered. If you guys found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys like the content that I'm putting out, and I will be putting out more frequently asked questions videos, please give it a subscribe. I'll link the button somewhere around here. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.